between phase A and neutral is E phase, and voltage between phase A and phase B is E line. It is different, as we can very well visualize from this diagram that voltage between phase A and neutral is E phase and voltage between phase A and phase B is E line. Similarly, in case of delta, what do we observe? There is no neutral, it is a 3-wire connection. Here we are getting three-phase 4-wire connection. Here we are getting only 3-phase 3-wire connection. So what do we observe here? E line and E phase, they are same. But what will happen to the current if I start from here? So the line current and phase current will be different. So line and phase, let us define. The voltage produced by a single winding of a 3-phase circuit is called the line to neutral voltage, or simply the phase voltage. Voltage produced by a single winding of a 3-phase circuit is called line to neutral voltage or phase voltage. Here this is line A to neutral, that is phase voltage. The voltage between any two windings of a 3-phase circuit, is called the line to line voltage or simply the line voltage. Like here we can again see line A to line B is called E line or simply line voltage. Similarly, for the currents, the current flowing in each phase winding is called the phase current, while the current flowing in each line is called the line current. Now let us see the phasor diagram for star connection. Now suppose in star connection, as we have seen that, let us go to the previous diagram. As we have seen that E phase and E line, they are different, but the I phase and I line, they are same. So while drawing the phasor diagram for star connection, we will take the phase voltages VRN, VBN and VYN. This is VRN, VBN and VYN. Now I have to plot the line voltages, line to line voltages, like voltage between line R and Y is VRY, line B and R is VBR and line Y and B is VYB. So by parallelogram law of vector addition, what I will do here is I will just take VYN over here, that will give me minus VYN, and VRN minus VYN, the resultant will give me VRY. Similarly, for VBR, I have to take VRN here minus VRN. So VBR is VBN minus VRN. Similarly, VYB is VYN minus VBN. Thus, what do we observe here is the VRN and VRY. The VRN lags VRY by 30 degrees. Means the phasor difference between line voltage and phase voltage is 30 degrees. The voltage between, the angle between VRN and VRY is 30 degrees. VRN is lagging VRY by 30 degrees. So generalized way, I can call this VRY as VL and VYN, VRN and VBN as VPH. So what do I observe? The phasor difference between VPH and VL, or VPH is lagging VL by 30 degrees in case of star connection. Is it understood? Then phasor diagram for delta connection. Similarly, for delta connection, what we have observed is EPH and E line, they were same. Phase voltage and line voltage were same, but the line current and phase current, they are different. So let us plot 3 phases currents, that is IPH for R phase, Y phase and B phase, and then similarly like star, we can plot the vector diagrams. So we will get line current, which is again leading the phase current by 30 degrees, or in other language we can say phase current is lagging the line current by 30 degrees in case of delta connection. So this diagram will make more clear. See, from the source, this is line 1, line 2 and line 3, and all the 3 coils or resistance are connected. They are giving a neutral point. So what do we observe here? The line to line voltage the line to line voltage is different, while the phase voltage is line to neutral. Line 1 to neutral is phase voltage for first phase. Similarly, line 2 to neutral will give you the phase voltage for second. If it is a balanced system, then we can consider the values of E line and E phase will be same for all the three phases. Here what do we observe is E line is something different and E phase is different, as we have seen while drawing the phasor diagram. And I line and I phase, see, source current is flowing from this and it is going to the phase. Similarly, here also it is going directly to the phase, here also it is going directly to the phase. So what do we observe? I line and I phase, the line current and phase current, they are same in star connection, while E line is √3 times of EPH. Because of the 30-degree lagging, what do we observe? E line is √3 times of EPH and I line is equal to I phase in case of star connection. So how do you remember it? In case of star, phase current and line current, they are same, and in case of delta, phase voltage and line voltage, they are same. So in case of delta connection, these are the three lines connected and this is connected in delta fashion. There is no neutral. So what do we observe? The current I line is getting distributed in three phases. So I line is not equal to I phase in delta. While at the same time, what I can observe? E line and E phase, they are same, they are equal. So in case of delta connection, how do you remember? E line is equal to E phase and line current is √3 times of IPH. So in case of star connection, line current and phase current, they are same. In case of delta connection, line voltage and phase voltage, they are same. And the other thing is, in case of star, E line is √3 times of EPH. In case of delta, I line is √3 times of IPH. So in this way, I hope you can remember very easily the relationship between line voltage, phase voltage, line current and phase current. Now how the power is calculated? The formulae for calculating active, reactive and apparent power in balanced three-phase circuits are the same as those used for single phase circuits. If the system is balanced, only you need to calculate the things for one phase and you can very well calculate, just multiply it by 3 and you will get the answer for total power for three phase. Based on the formula for power in a single phase circuit, the active power dissipated in each phase of either Y or delta connected load is equal to P phase is E phase into I phase into cos phi, where cos phi is the power factor. So here P phase is the active power dissipated in each phase of a three-phase circuit expressed in watts. E phase is the phase voltage across each phase of three-phase circuit expressed in volts. I phase is the phase current flowing in each phase of a three-phase circuit expressed in amperes, and phi is the angle between phase voltage and current in each phase of three-phase circuit expressed in degrees. Now you know how to decide whether this phi is lagging or leading, and in case of the three elements of the circuit, that is R, L and C. So in resistance, the voltage and current both are in same phase. In inductance, current is lagging the voltage. If it is pure inductance, current is lagging the voltage by 90 degrees. If it is pure capacitance, voltage is or current is leading the voltage. So how do you remember? In case of inductance, inductance starts from I, so I is lagging in inductance, and exactly opposite in case of capacitance, that is I is leading the voltage in inductance. Now how to calculate the total power? That is 3 into power per phase. So 3 into EPH, IPH into cos of phi. So on the basis of relations we have derived, it will be given as P equals to √3 into VLIL cos phi watt. So how will you consider this formula? See, it is 3 into power per phase, that is 3 into EPH into IPH into cos phi. Let us say I am considering star connected load. In star connected load, IPH and IL, they are same. So I will just put IL over here, and in star connection the phase voltage is √3 times of VL, or phase voltage is VL by √3. VL by root 3. So here I have to put VL by root 3 into VL by root 3 into IL. So 3 by root 3 will give me root 3, which is root 3 VL IL cos of phi. Similarly, in case of delta, what we will do? 3 into EPH. In case of delta, phase voltage is equal to line voltage. So what I will put here? EL or VL, and IPH is IL by root 3. So here I will put IL by root 3. Again 3 by root 3 will give me root 3 VL IL cos phi. Is it understood? As we have studied the phasor relations, the relations between phase voltage and line voltage in case of star and delta both, and phase current and line current in star and delta both, just by putting the values of E phase and I phase in star or delta connection, we can calculate the total power. Finally, the expression is same for both, that is root 3 VL IL cos phi watt. Now let us study the example to understand the connections star delta in detail. The example is a 415 volt 50 Hz 3-phase supply is connected to a star connected balanced load. Each phase of the load consists of a resistance of 25 ohm and inductance 0.1 Henry connected in series. See, it is a combination of resistance and inductance. The value of inductance is given, not the inductive reactance. Okay, so my dear students, every time read the example twice or thrice while solving. Then you have to calculate the phase voltage, the line current drawn from the supply, and the power dissipated. Now again we will read what are the given things. 415 volt means supply voltage, that is line voltage is given. 50 Hz frequency is given, so I can find out the value of inductive reactance. Inductance is 0.1 Henry here. So from 0.1 Henry, the formula for XL is 2 pi FL. I know the value of L, I know the value of F, so I can very well find out XL. Then R is already known to me, so I can find out Z. Okay, and phase voltage we have to find. Another data given is 415, which is a line voltage, 50 Hz is a frequency, supply is 3-phase, connected to a star connected balanced load. Connection is star, means the line current and phase current, they are same, but phase voltage is line voltage by root 3, that is 415 by root 3. So we can very well find out the line current, then phase voltage, and we can find out the power dissipated. Now let us see. The figure, the example looks like somewhat. 25 ohms and 0.1 Henry is the load in all the 3 phases. Now since it is a star connection, IL is equal to IPH, and VL is 400 volt and VPH is here. So now we can start solving the example. Whenever a 3-phase supply is specified, the voltage quoted is always the line voltage. Also, since we are dealing with a balanced load, then it is necessary only to calculate values for one phase of the load. As I have already told, while calculating the power for a 3-phase balanced system, we need to do the calculations for one phase only and just multiply it by 3, that will give you the values for 3-phase. So the figures for the other 2 phases and lines will be identical to this. Now here given data is VL is 415 volt, F is 50 Hz, RPH resistance per phase is 25 ohms and LPH is 0.1 Henry. So write down the given things first. Then as per the star connection, VPH is VL by root 3. So it is 415 by root 3. Answer comes out to be 240 volts. So first answer is phase voltage, that is 240 volts. Since it is possible to determine the impedance of a phase of the load and we know the phase voltage, then the phase current may be calculated. So XL is equal to 2 pi FL ohms. So that will be 2 pi into 50 into 0.1. Hence XL is 31.42 ohms. Then let us calculate ZPH, that is square root of RPH square plus XL square. So we get 40.15 ohms. Now IPH is simply VPH by ZPH. So it comes out to be 5.98. Now since it is a star connected circuit, IL is equal to IPH. Therefore IL is 5.98 ampere. Now what was the third question? We have to calculate power in the total power of the circuit. Now let us go for power in one phase, since it is a balanced system. Now we can find out power by PPH into PPH is equal to power per phase is equal to IPH square into RPH watt. So it is very easy. Just put the value of IPH here, 5.98 square into RPH is 25 ohms. So per phase power is coming 893.29 watt. And since there are 3 phases, the total power will be 3 into PPH. Since the circuit is balanced, we can simply say total power is equal to 3 into per phase power. So the final answer is P equals to 2.68 kilowatt. Thus, first we have seen what are the given things in the example, and we have noted down all the given things. Then what is to be calculated, what is the meaning of star connection, and then we did the calculations and got the final answer. Now let us study one more example on delta. Now a balanced load of phase impedance 120 ohm is connected in delta. When this load is connected to a 600 volt 50 hertz 3-phase supply, determine first phase current and second the line current drawn. So it is very easy. It is a balanced load given, phase impedance, each phase impedance is given, that is 120 ohm, and connection, type of connection is in delta. Now this load is connected to a 600 volt 50 hertz 3-phase supply. Now 600 volt is a value of line voltage. Now this is a delta connection, so line voltage and phase voltage, they will be same, and phase current, but phase current will not be same as line current. So we have to find the phase current and line current both. Now these are the given things. ZPH is 120 ohm, VL is 600 volt, and frequency is 50 hertz. The figure shows, it will look like this. The VPH is 600, VL is equal to VPH, that is 600 volt, IL is this, IPH is this, Z is 120 ohms. Now first what we will find? We will find out IPH, which is equal to VPH by ZPH. In this case, only resistance of 120 ohm or impedance of 120 ohm is directly given. No other calculations are necessary. Simply put 600 volts by 120 ohms and you will get IPH equal to 5 ampere. But this is in delta. So for delta connection, IL is √3 times of IPH, or IPH is IL by √3. So in delta, IL is √3 into IPH. So √3 into 5 will give me 8.66 amperes. Now what is balanced and unbalanced system? A system is said to be balanced if the voltage and currents in